It's like the Bonanza version of the theme song. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hola, amigos. Hola, amigos, and welcome to the Markout Mania. I don't know what that was.
Yeah.
I'm Pedro Boguedro, Texan Spaniard, and we have with us all the way from Orlando, Florida, it's the X-Ray.
Yes,
James
sir.
Orno, a.k.a. Jim House. How's everything in Jim's house?
AKA Kazuchika Osorno. Yeah, everything is good. Everything is good. I'm hanging in there, trying to heal up, but I'm ready to rock and roll. Let's do it.
How did everything go last night with the DJ set at
Every,
Real House Radio?
Everything was good. It was a little rough. I'm not gonna lie, because it took a lot out of me. But I was into it. I was flowing. I was gigging it. I was doing it. So it's all good. I'm ready. Let's rock and roll.
I heard that he killed it.
Yeah, killed it.
I tell you who was trying to kill trees on my property this week. It's the God of Thunder, Zeus King Dark. How are you?
Zeus is lighting everybody up, huh?
I'm cold and dreary, and I'm kind of cranky.
You kind of cranky?
That's right.
Zeus is cranky.
It is not warm in Buffalo, which is wild to the rest of us because we're all dying of heat. But
yeah, it's not warm in Buffalo. No,
so that's why he sent that storm here the other day and knocked tree branches down for me to carry with my busted shoulder. Thank you, Zeus.
I didn't tell you to do that.
Zeus is cranky. Feed the beast. Let's feed the beast.
Well, are you saying he's angry?
You hook up your cart and your mule and you drag them off, Pedro.
I used to have a what do you call like the wagon? Not a wagon, it's that thing, like a cart, like had like kind of one wheel or so, and it'd be like a red thing with wooden handles, and you'd put stuff in it.
Wheelbarrow.
Yeah, wheelbarrow. There you go. Can't think of what to call it. It broke a long time ago.
Zeus is killing people in Texas.
They don't last forever.
No.
Yeah.
Especially if you leave it outside to the elements.
Yeah. Yeah.
Doesn't break down.
Bring a wheelbarrow inside.
I know, but there's like a shed in the back. Like could have kept it in the shed.
Okay. Hey, Zeus, I'm loving your avatar. That's kind of hot.
Yeah.
It's the scorpion.
Give us the story. Give us the story, Zeus.
I just decided to change it. That's the guy who played the Scorpion from Five Deadly Venoms.
Five Deadly Venoms, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Part of the Venom mob. My favorite group of Chang-Chi cast actors for movies where they played different parts in the same all together in different costumes for almost 10 years.
Yeah.
Echo Gate Studios, aka Brian Bell, aka Double B05 is in the house. He says, "The Markout Boys, how the hell are you, bitch?
What's going on, B. Brian Blair, bitch? How the hell are you? Well, we're good. We're good, man. We're ready to rock and roll today. A lot of stuff's happening, especially if you're a fan of NXT.
But
it's been a little crazy.
But now I have in my head, how would Okada like dub the Five Deadly Venoms? Would he add bitch to the end of every like?
Oh, they'd have killed his ass. He would have been one of those. He would have been one of those police guys that got killed in the first fight. As he is now. Now, before he came to AEW, he could have been like the judge.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
He
Yeah,
could have
I'm
been
here
the
for the
judge.
collision talk. Yeah,
yeah.
picture that.
We'll get on that collision. If G Lady shows up, I'll do collision talk. If G Lady shows,
Yeah,
I'll look up collision.
yeah, you're here for the collision talk. That's not. It was crazy this week if you're a fan of NXT because Trick Williams is your new Trick NA World Champion. You know,
Yep. Yeah, he beat
yeah, he beat Joe Hendry. So that was kind of like everybody was kind of shocked. I was like, whoa, what? Because I mean I would have bet money that Joe Henry would have retained. Come on, you're not going to put the fucking TNA world title on an NXT talent, or could you? You did. So we
well,
were like,
I
oh,
think that the way that they they're kind of intimating that NXT and TNA are on are quality equals,
right, right,
you know,
right,
and
right.
and and they're not shitting on them,
No,
So I think that was fair, and I saw a lot of TNA people, TNA fans, uh, calling that they said that the switch was going to happen. A lot of them felt
yeah. Even my brother, who's a big TNA guy, he was like, yeah, he's sort of coming. He saw it coming. But it's all set up for Santana to win. So, you know, it's all set up for Santana to win the strap. So, we'll see.
That's
But
that's pretty wild to think that he went from being in that tag team, so associated in that one tag team. I'm trying to remember what they were called. To now you're saying he's being lined up to win the TNA World Championship.
yeah.
What was that tag team called?
I'm looking it up.
Yeah, they were. Oh shit, I forgot the name. You know what, Pedro? It's good. I forgot the name of it.
I don't know if it was LAX or something else. I don't know.
It was LAX at one time. It was LAX. Yeah.
Yeah, but then they called it.
Something else.
Yeah. They ended up calling it something else. So, but yeah, it's all lined up for him to win. So, but it was a bold move putting the strap on Trick Williams. He's tricking A. There you go.
What was it?
Yeah. Proud and powerful.
Oh, okay.
Proud and power. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that was it. But it's a bold move putting the strap on Trick Williams, and he's going to play the heel. So let's see how it goes. So, but NXT's been busy. Because you had, you actually had Ricky Saints drop the belt to fucking Ethan Page. He dropped the North American title to Ethan Page because he's getting called up. And then you have Stephanie Bakir dropping her title to JC Jane because she's getting called up. And so is Jordan Grace. She's going to SmackDown. So there's been a lot of moving and grooving on NXT. Now,
and this
personally,
is why they had to get rid of people.
Yeah.
If you're going to invest in new people, you need something for them to do.
Yeah, I totally agree, Zeus. But I would have liked it other than JC Jane. I don't know, JC Jane. I don't know.
Yeah, I thought she was a strange choice to win the title, but
yeah, I mean, you could put it like Kalani Jordan or fucking Jada Parker, but fucking JC Jane. Okay. But it's yeah, they're making room for Mariah May. Yeah, maybe. So it was crazy on NXT this week. It was nuts, So everybody's getting called up. So let's see how that works.
Sounds like Mariah May will be popping up sooner than later.
Mm-hmm. Now I hope Now, here's my fear. I don't want Stephanie McKeer to turn into a fucking. I don't want her to turn in to just another nobody on Raw, just sitting in fucking catering. Have something for her. Have something for her to do. You know, that don't.
I mean, ideally, that's what you want for everybody. I mean,
yeah, right.
You know, but sometimes we've seen it happen. You know, sometimes it's like, well, we've got this great person on the bench, but we don't have any minutes for him yet. You know, and then they're just instead of trying to shoehorn him in somewhere, they're trying to save him for something good, and sometimes the time just passes by. It just
right.
I mean, it's just the way it is in wrestling.
I totally agree. Because today, I just don't want to. I just don't want her to turn into Andrade. You know what I'm saying, Pedro? Yeah. I mean, yeah, because that's kind of that's rough, you know.
Yeah. Yes. We're James and I were talking about Andrade a little bit before you came on the pre-show, Zeus. And we were saying, because James was telling me that he qualified for the Money in the Bank, and we were like, oh, that's kind of surprising because
that is surprising.
Yeah.
Who was in the match with him?
I don't know anything. So
it was him. It was Jacob Fatu, and it was well, how do you know Fatu was going to qualify? He's a U.S. champ, so. But it was what's his name? Holy shit.
Carmelo Hayes.
Carmelo Hayes. There you go. Yeah.
Andrade had that series with.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the results. It says Naomi versus Jade Cargill versus Nia Jax. Naomi won. R-Truth versus Jeff Cobb. Jeff Cobb won. Ray Phoenix and Javon Evans made his debut on the main roster against Los Garza, and Los Garza won.
And they got over. They went over. Yeah. Well, they're supposed to be a big thing on Wars Collide, right?
Oh, okay.
The triple threat. Yeah. So
Zelina Vega versus Kaylee Ray / Alba Fire.
They gotta take the belt off Zelina Vega already. Just put on fucking Julia. Just stop that fucking U.S. title. That this whole thing with her it just sucks. Sorry.
They should have kept it on Chelsea Green.
Yeah, absolutely. What does Chelsea Green get out of it? A broken nose. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. You know?
Hey,
I mean,
Chelsea was over, right? Chelsea was super over. She's getting everything she was. Then they kept putting her with Mitchin over and over and over. And even though she was in this endless cycle with Mitchin, she still was over. And then they're like, Zelina Vega, like, oh, we signed your husband, and here's another gift. And it's just like,
yeah, right, Pedro. There you go. Yeah.
So I mean, I get it, but at the same time, I'm like, well, okay, you did it. Let's move on to.
Yeah, it's stale, and I'm sorry, but Zelina Vega is not happening. It's just not. Just fucking you tried it. That's it. It's done.
Zelina Vega, she's not a wrestling character, really. She's a manager character. She's a
and she's been there for a while. She's been there. She was Queen of the Ring in 2021. I mean, she's been there for a while. It's just not happening. That's it. It's over. Stop.
I mean, it's kind of interesting when you say that, because she was Queen of the Ring. You're like, they really have tried hard to make her a wrestling character, and people don't really buy it because
sucks.
I mean, I don't think it's so much because she sucks. I just think it's not the role for her. Like, the role for her is like in a manager position. Like,
her and Andrade had the perfect setup. That was a good pairing. But not
in NXT, it didn't work on the main roster because they did debut together on the main roster, and it didn't work.
Didn't work. No. It's just, I mean, I like Zelina Vega, but it's just That's it. Stop. No more. It's like they're wasting Carmelo Hayes. I don't want Stephanie Bakir to turn into Carmelo Hayes. Because what? He's been on the main roster for what? How long? What? Almost a year now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what? He hasn't been dick.
I mean,
He hasn't been dick.
him and Tiffany Stratton have been on about the same amount of time, right?
Yeah.
And she's beat Charlotte at WrestleMania.
Yeah. I mean, hello. You know, and he hasn't done anything. They haven't done anything with him. I mean, okay, what? He had that best of 7 series with Andrade. Okay, and now you got him paired up with the Miz, and you're like, okay, why? You know, it's
Well,
a shame because
here's another question though: are they still doing another draft this year? Are they going to draft?
I don't know, Zeus. That's a good question. I don't know.
I've heard that they are. I haven't seen anything confirmed, but it's one of those things being tossed around, which would kind of make some of these holding patterns a little bit, make a little bit more sense if they've got stuff, playing a little bit.
Right. If they do a draft, it makes sense then. You know what I'm saying? Okay. But you actually have to do the draft. Don't fuck it up. You know? I mean, I just don't want Stephanie Bakir to turn into Carmelo Hayes. Because he was the man at NXT, and then that's as soon as he brought him to the main roster, he sat in catering. Because he hasn't done anything with him.
Catering, also now known in AEW as Rue Shower. No,
Ooh. I heard a lot of people talking about that show.
What show?
I don't know.
The bar is so high now. You can't just expect to walk in from WWE into AEW now.
Yeah,
the bar is so high.
What are we talking about? What are you talking about, dudes?
I'm talking about Mr. Foot in his mouth, fucking Will Ospreay.
That guy. That guy.
I didn't hear this quote. So
man, he's like, if you're leaving WWE, don't think you can just come in here right away. You're gonna have to go out into the rest of the world and go down to Independence and Japan and places and really prove yourself worthy to be here.
He's been running his mouth. He has.
He talks about WWE more than fucking WWE wrestlers do.
Yeah.
It still boggles my mind. They have Lashley. They have Bobby Lashley, who was not that long ago the WWE champion. Like just in the past 5 years, WWE champion.
Benjamin.
And but I'm saying specifically Bobby Lashley because this a massive dude. He's famous, and they have this guy, and he's just in a tag team. He's just doing nothing.
Now with MJF.
And don't forget they brought him in. They had him beat the recently former world champion Swerve.
Yes, Swerve.
Immediately he transitions from that to just being in the tag team, just on the side.
Yep.
Even though he's like
now MVP is hyping up his upcoming podcast and YouTube by talking about how much he felt like that Bobby Lashley was disrespected in WWE and how much he hates Triple H and how much.
How was he disrespected? He was the world champ.
Man,
I don't get that.
He's the world champ, and he got to cuck Rusev's woman. So.
Yeah, hello. I'm like, how was he disrespected? Hello. Nothing but Bobby Lashley had a good run. It was a good run as champ. It was.
Lashley's ran into the same problem that Drew McIntyre is in, that Damian Priest is in, that a bunch of people are in the WWE, that there's no room at the top. There's no room for them. Like they should. They're main event worthy people. but they can't be at the top. Like Drew has done so well with everything they've given him. You think, oh, they're going to give him, but they're not going to give him another run. It seems
Right.
seemingly.
I mean, not for nothing, but he deserves another run because he's been killing it. He has.
He just lost. He just lost yet another feud.
Yeah.
Lost the blow off to Damian Priest, which Damian Priest, I'm sorry, he's super cold right now. He's not.
Yeah,
like,
he's not feeling it. No.
He's got like no momentum. I don't.
As soon as he moved from Raw to SmackDown, it was done. I was like, okay, because he had the whole thing with the Judgment Day and everything, and it just he got cold. I mean, he went babyface and got cold. I don't know what's going on.
I think the thing I think you just touched on it, James, with Damian Priest. He needs Judgment Day.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, Rhea Ripley's still super over. She doesn't need the Judgment Day necessarily.
No.
The rest of the Judgment Day need each other. Well, except for maybe Dom. Dom will be okay.
Well, Dom right now is the fucking man. He's hot. He's got Roxanne Perez, drooling all over him. He's hot right now. He's the man. He had Rhea Ripley, he had Liv Morgan, and I got Roxanne Perez. How's he living?
Yeah, Dirty Dom's got chicken nuggies coming out of his ears.
Yes, sir. You got that right. He's got nuggies everywhere. He's got nuggies.
Did y'all see? There's this meme where the top picture was the Divas belt, and it said something like 10 years ago or whatever year it was. This was the top championship for women, and then the bottom thing was like Dom with the Intercontinental belt, and it said this is now the top championship for women.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot. But Dom is hot right now. You got to strike when the iron's hot. They're doing it.
Money in the bank.
You know what? Well, I mean, you have to take the IC strap off.
No, I know.
No? I mean, yeah.
It's not happening. I know.
No,
it's like James, you were the one who called it that you said they were going to put the IC belt on him because they're doing like that's how they traditionally build someone up towards that stuff. And Zeus and I wanted them to not put the IC belt so they could have him win Money in the Bank.
Yeah, I mean, I would love him to win Money in the Bank. I would love it. I would love for him to win Money in the Bank. It'd be awesome because he'd be the chicken shit heel.
Yep.
I mean, it plays out. I mean, it'd be awesome, but they got the IC strap on him, so let's see what they do with it. But he's it's a nice storyline with Roxanne Perez going. I'm digging that, and you have Finn Balor fanning the flames, so it should be good. Oh. And now Liv Morgan and the whole thing with Liv and Raquel now. It's like, here we go. So,
Yeah. Things blowing up again. So I mean,
soap opera at its finest.
Like we said, that's what they need is they just need the stories to keep people's attention.
Yeah. Absolutely, 100%. Just absolutely. But it's been a crazy week for NXT, and everybody's getting called up, and people are dropping titles, and it's crazy.
So, go through all the title changes in NXT this week, James. You brought up the Trick Williams one, so we know about Trick Williams.
Yeah, he won. He won the NXT. Yeah, he's the TNA World Champion. Yeah. Then you have Ricky Sage drop his North American title to Ethan Page because he's getting called up.
Oh yeah, you mentioned Stephanie Victoria. Dropped the women's. To
JC Jane of all people, which I don't. I'm not crazy about that move, but okay. I'd rather be somebody else. Like, I would have loved to give Jada Parker one. Fuck it. But hey, okay. JC Jane put in her time, so let's see. But yeah, I mean, crazy NXT Everybody's getting called up. You have Jordan Gray supposedly going to SmackDown. Stephanie McHale going to Raw. But yeah, she's got a big match with Worlds Collide too. So she's got a tag team match. So they had a couple of old school AAA women were NXT this week, and they got involved.
They were remember Santino Marella?
Yeah.
Apparently he started tag teaming with his daughter.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Doing mixed matches.
Ariana Grace. Yeah. Yep.
And he was like, he put it out on social media. He's like, has there ever been a father-daughter, tag team, that's been
That's a good question. Yeah.
on TV, and the only really good answer that other people had was that Grand Apache with Fabi and
yeah.
Fabi, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
the other, what was the other daughter's name?
I mean, she has kind of a hard to pronounce name.
Like an N or something.
Let me see.
But
also, anyway, I want to see. I think Grand Amada also teamed with his daughters as well, but in the past. But
yeah.
I don't know if Ariana Grace is NXT or she's still TNA. I have no clue.
Oh, Mary Apache. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I was actually thinking of the other one. Yeah.
He's got 3 daughters. Oh, nice.
No. What's it called? Grand Hamada. One of his daughters. Her name's like I don't know how to pronounce it. It's like Xochitl. That's her first name. So however you say that.
Or something. Or maybe.
Xochitl. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. So I was thinking about her. I was getting them confused because the whole Grand thing. They both got Grand. Grand Apache, Grand Hamada.
And then next week you got WWE running 2 shows on the same day.
Yeah, same day as what you call it, right?
Yeah, Worlds Collide and Money in the Bank, same day.
Is that when AEW is running a show too, or?
Oh, AEW is angry about some sort of quote unquote counter programming thing going on. I can't remember what it is.
WCW and WWF went head to head on Monday nights.
Mm-hmm.
For years. So, and then later on, they each had a secondary, SmackDown and Thunder. So, hey, if you want to talk shit, just, step up. Yeah.
You called it, Zeus. Yeah, because they ran shows, opposing shows every week against each other. So I don't want to hear that shit.
Oh, it's in July. It's in July because in July you got
Evolution.
Saturday. Yeah, you got Saturday night's main event. You got Evolution. Yeah.
Which honestly, that should easily be a great, list of stars for WWE.
Oh yeah.
They have so many women right now. It'd definitely be a good chance to showcase everybody.
Echo Gate Studio said, "Don't worry, guys. Tony Khan isn't Jim Crockett."
No, not even close.
No, definitely not.
No. You got that right, B. Brian, but no. It's and they can really. I mean, that Evolution pay-per-view could really be something. Because they got a lot of good women. And if I may say. I mean, I'm gonna bring in Mayu Iwatani. What the fuck? Why not? You know?
No.
Her gets the
James,
Sky
no.
Zeus. Come on, her gets the
Man,
Sky.
there's so many women there. Plus, they have potential TNA girls to pick.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
And
Right,
also,
right.
James,
That's true.
no one is going to know who she is. Like, it's just the hardcore fans who are going to know
I
who
know.
Mayu is.
I know.
Like, Mayu's the icon in Japan, but no one knows her here. Like, outside of the hardcore fans, no one's going to know who
Yeah.
Mayu is.
I mean, I marked out the first time I saw her live. I mean, at that big honor show, I marked out. I was like, "Oh shit, look at Riley Batani. It's Pedro's girl."
No,
You know?
it's not my girl.
But yeah, I totally get what you're saying. Yeah, no one's gonna know. It's like, who's this? You know?
Yeah. I mean, you just have to, kind of just be smart. You got a buffet already. There's no need to call in a pizza.
True.
I mean, if you think about it, think of how many different championships they have that they can feature on that thing. The two women's titles, the main titles. Then you've got the IC title, the US title. You've got the tag team titles. You got the NXT ones, the NXT women's title, but the NXT North American title. There's like a bunch of belts they can showcase. If they wanted to, and then they can just make up some feuds. I mean, they could have actual feuds if they wanted to.
And with Zeus of the too, you have access to all the TNA women's time. So, you know, if you want to make up, like a person from there, you show up, like a TNA wrestler show up. So, yeah, that's true. I just wanted to see, I just want to see Mayu fight,
I mean, James Pedro Linja is a Marigold password.
I know, right? It's the other Mayu I want.
Yeah, I would. I wouldn't if we had more time, I wouldn't mind just watching stuff with y'all. But
did Mayu already win a belt?
Yes, so she already won a championship in Marigold. They already put a belt on her.
Really? Already?
Yeah.
Jesus, that's fast.
I saw a picture of her, and she's holding the belt.
Yeah,
and it's funny. It looks kind of like Jerry Lawler's unified world title.
So
really?
Yeah.
So if you guys recall last year, when Marigold started, they announced like 4 championships. I didn't mean for my voice to sound so southern there. Apologies. They announced. But there is the red belt, the white belt, and then there is a skyweight, is what they called it, the skyweight, which looked a little bit like some old WCW title belt in a way. But when they first, I don't know what it looks like currently, but when they first announced it, it looked kind of like some old WCW championship. But yeah, so they put the skyweight belt on Mayu. So Mayu
it looks kind of like the NWA Blue World Tag Team title.
Right.
I thought
Something
it looked
like
a little
that.
bit more like that Jerry Lawler.
Yeah, it could
looks
be.
like the unified strap, Zeus.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like the unified strap. I actually like that belt. I thought that belt was okay.
Pedro, pull up a picture of her with it.
Oh, okay, hold on. But
yeah.
I was just gonna say, when Mayu joined the Marigold, she one of her things was she wanted to hold every single belt. So they're already starting on that. You see what I'm saying? Like, okay,
gotta get the minor ones out of the way first, huh?
Yeah, I gotta get the minor ones. Okay, here, hold on. I'll pull it up for you guys.
Let me see this belt that Mayu has.
Can you see it?
I mean, I would love to see a match with her and Io Sky in a
Match
WWE ring. Hold on, let me
match.
see. Oh yeah, it does look like the
Yeah.
unified strap. Zeus, you're right.
Yeah.
It does. A lot like it.
Now, here's something interesting. So here's Mayu in the middle. To the left is Mirai. To the right is Yuzuki, and Yuzuki is the girl she beat for the title, and yet
Right.
they're hanging out. Look, they're best of friends. They're all best.
They're besties. Yeah, Zeus, you nailed it because it looks like the unified strap. Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
It does.
it's like Superfly champion.
Mm-hmm. The Superfly champion. Mayu Iwatani. Yeah.
She does look legitimately happier in Marigold.
I mean, you know.
I don't know why, but I guess she just wanted to be with Rossi. So,
you know, who knows?
I mean, sometimes you just get in a bad work environment. You know.
yeah.
Yeah. You know, I mean, let's face it, New Japan is not what it used to be. So, you know. Kaka.
Yep. Sad.
It's Kaka.
It's Kaka.
But it's in the same same shape a collection is.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head, Zeus. Yeah.
I didn't see anything new on collection.
No.
I didn't see a new draft. Not yet. I just saw
no
the
new missions, no new draft.
The missions are new. But
okay.
But I didn't see a new draft. No. But
There's gotta be one. It's supposed to be one more.
I'm sure they will do one more. At least, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Now, if it's all just like, I don't know, if it's all like evil, like we're going out with evil collection draft, I'll be like,
right?
I did not for nothing though. I've been getting some really good 4-star cards in that red draft. I'm getting a whole bunch of shit. I'm like, wow. And the Hiromu you gave me was nice, Zeus.
Yeah, that Hiromu, that beautiful lights.
That's a nice looking card. I was like, oh, look at this.
Well, that was the first thing I thought of was you. I was like, I wonder if Pedro's. I wonder if James got something because you know, since we can't get you a damn Okada to save our lives.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, nothing. No, but that's a good looking Hiromu card. I was like, ooh, I like this.
My coworker, David, he keeps I keep telling him, I'm like, man, you're not gonna pull a Muda card out of these drafts.
Nope.
I was like, I'm pretty sure that those were gone.
Yeah. But I know you like that Dookie card too, so
what's that smell? What's that smell?
Dookie.
I like to call him like Wile E. Coyote. He's like, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Splat.
There you go.
But you know, the thing that still gets me, I know we talked about this already. The thing that gets me about that, though, he would have been okay if he didn't put his arms down and he didn't try to brace his fall. He would have been okay.
It's exactly like Wile E. Coyote, man. When you're falling through the air, sometimes you're reaching out and grabbing for something.
I don't know if that was instinct or I don't know what, but it didn't work out.
I think it was altitude panic.
Yeah.
He did, like you said last week, Zeus. Yeah, he did get unnaturally high for him, like in the air. He got very high in the air. So.
That's still such an ouch, man. Oh my god, that's brutal.
I mean, it was honestly it was kind of like Rey Mysterio's entrance.
Yeah.
When he comes off the little spring,
Oh yeah. Yeah. Woo!
Yeah.
Hey, hey, Pedro, do they have a card for Worlds Collide yet?
No, not yet. Oh wait. Oh, you mean
Yeah.
like Oh, I see what you mean. I thought you meant like on the Slam, but I see. I know what you
No.
mean now.
Yeah.
Let me look it up.
Yeah.
They will. Hey, James, they will have a Worlds Collide set of cards. You can bet
Yeah,
your butt
probably.
on that.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Now,
Oh yeah.
So here's what I'm seeing. Oh yeah. Go Zeus. Go Zeus.
oh, I was gonna say that in that they just had that WCW set,
Oh
and
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
it's actually still going on. It's not like the best. It's really reminds me of like I feel like whoever was making these cards was like watching 1995 WCW.
Really?
Right, yeah, I think because there's a lot of I mean there's Paul Orndorff, um, the Nasty Boys,
Oh,
um, believe it or not, the Hollywood Blondes got a card.
I like the Hollywood
I
Blondes, man. They were
know, but
awesome.
they're just so over. They're just so
I
over
know.
remembered. They got a Medusa. They've got
Oh, Jesus.
Cactus Jack, Jesse the Body.
I keep forgetting he was in WCW.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting that.
Michael Wall Street.
Oh my God, for real?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jim Duggan with the U.S. title.
Okay.
Shockmaster.
Oh Lord.
GI Bro.
I am the Shock.
GI Bro, are you serious?
Yes.
GI Bro, yes. I'll pull them up for you to see, James. I'll pull them
Okay.
up for you to see.
GI Bro,
I
they
just got
actually made a card of GI Bro.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
Jimmy Hart. Sherry.
Love Sherry.
Rick Steiner.
Mm.
Fit Finley.
Let's see if these will show up.
Yeah,
So
let me see. Let me see.
there's the blondes. There's the Hollywood blondes.
Oh shit! Yeah,
Let me see what direction
that is cool. Yeah, yeah.
Finley. I hope I'm going the right direction. No, I'm gonna go the other direction.
Oh, look at Fit
Medusa.
Finley.
Medusa. Oh, that's.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Dusty Rhodes. Sherry.
That's a cool looking card. Yeah, that's an old school Dusty pick too.
Rick Steiner. Michael Wall Street.
Michael Wall Street. That's fucking hot. Look at
Corey Wilson. Jimmy Hart.
Mr. Wonderful.
Oh,
Corey
who is this?
Wilson.
Oh, Shane Helms.
Yeah.
Nasty Boys. GI Bro. See, they got GI Bro.
Oh my God.
Because remember, didn't he brought it back? He brought back.
Yeah, he did bring it back. Yeah.
Miss Elizabeth. Oh, and
then.
Oh wait,
Speaking of Steiner.
Oh wait, James. There's your favorite one. I'm sorry, I forgot to show your favorite one. I apologize.
Well.
Lex Luger.
Oh, this fucking clown. Yeah. Memorial. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, Pedro. Yeah.
Oh, they did a Hulk Hogan Memorial Day card. I did not get that.
How do you like Bronson Reed as the latest addition to Paul Heyman's army? I was digging it.
I mean, I think a lot of people liked it so far.
Yeah.
Uh,
And they explained the difference between him and Seth too. So I like how they explained it. You know,
well, I
he
mean,
was like, "This man."
sometimes your group needs even more muscle.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you really have a fucking Braun Breaker, but Jesus, add Bronson Reed to that. Okay, I mean,
Oh,
I like
James,
it because I'm always a fan of Bronson Reed. Yeah,
James, you asked about the worlds collide.
yeah, please.
Okay, you got the Latino World Order, which is Dragon Lee, Cruz del Toro, and Joaquin Wild versus Octagon Jr., Aerostar, and Mr. Iguana. So, can you imagine Aerostar is going to be on a WWE? Why anything?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stephanie Vacour and Lola Vice versus Chick Tormenta and Dalys. Oh my God. I can't believe Dalys is going to be in a WWE thing. That is insane.
Not for nothing. Not for nothing, but Chick Tormenta shouldn't be on TV. I'm just saying.
I don't know if you guys know this. Okay. Dalys is like 9 months older than I am. Like we're born the same year, but she's 9 months older than me. And she's going to. She's gonna be in this thing.
Wow,
it's crazy. Ethan Page versus Javon Evans versus Laredo Kid versus Ray Phoenix in a fatal 4-way match for the NXT North American
title. They popped out Laredo Kid on NXT this week. He was there, so yeah, it was kind of cool. I was like, "Oh shit, Laredo Kid."
Chad Gable versus El Hijo del Vikingo for the AAA Mega title, but
they fucked that up.
Yeah, everyone's been making noise about this.
As a matter of fact, it's supposed to happen today, right? Is it El Vikingo supposed to beat
Alberto?
Alberto del Asshole? Yeah.
You know, it's kind of I feel like, you know, because instantly or almost instantly, you know, part of the first things to backlash from WWE buying AAA was that, you know, that they have Alberto on the roster.
Mm-hmm. As a AAA champion too, yeah, as a mega champion.
Yeah, and but I think them letting out the result out of the bag, I think that was, you know, I think that was kind of a little thing to show people, hey, look, this guy, he doesn't mean anything to us. He's not going to mean anything to anybody, you know, down the road, you know. So I think that was kind of a little bit of a, you know, damage control, a little bit of a pacifier.
You say, you know what is this? You're not wrong. You know what? Yeah.
So
yeah, because they let the cat out of the bag early too. Early.
What were you saying, Zeus?
Something interesting, you know, about Laredo Kid is, you know, he created that gimmick on his own.
Mm-hmm.
He had that mask design in the name before he made it to AAA.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, or no, shit, I'm wrong. No, they did
no.
it. Damn it! I thought he had that name separately.
No, he's always been he's always been Laredo Kid, hasn't he?
No.
Well, no, he was a kid. So apparently he debuted in 2003 as the Exterminator, and
brutal.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, he was repackaged as Laredo Kid in 2005, and
they seem to know him in NXT because he showed up at NXT as Tuesday. People seem to know him.
I think the thing is, Laredo Kid. There was a period of time he was out of AAA and just doing I remember him doing tons of indies for a while and not doing so much in AAA. So it could be that's what we're thinking of.
2003 is 20 years ago.
I know.
2 years ago.
I know. You know, I was just an aside. I was watching a lot of Stardom this week, catching up on stuff, and they'll show like the birth dates for some of the wrestlers when they're coming out, like on the screen.
Yeah.
And there are so many of them. I was like, these people were born within the time that Stephanie and I have been together.
30 years.
Oh, hold on, boys. I'll be right back.
Okay. I'll wait till James comes back to say the rest of the Worlds Collide card. Yeah, 2003, a long time ago, 22 years ago.
Yeah. It says Laredo Kid had a tryout match unmasked for WWE in 2015.
Yeah, I can believe it.
Where he wrestled with Sammy Guevara.
Oh man.
They lost to Los Matadores.
Oh my God.
The Colognes.
Oh my goodness.
Do they have bullfighting in Puerto Rico?
Well, they might at some point in time. They may.
Did you say Sammy Guevara? He teamed with Sammy Guevara?
Yeah, for a tryout. One time. So James, the other match listed on here, Legado del Fantasma, Santos Escobar and Hell Humberto versus El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr., Pagano, and Psycho Clown. Pagano and Psycho Clown in a WWE thing.
Psycho Clown's in a WWE match. No way.
Is wild. To just
Psycho Clown and Pagano.
Pagano and Psycho Clown.
And Pagano. Wow. Wow. That's going to be something. I hope they let them do their thing. And I don't want it to be watered down. You know, just fucking let them go crazy.
I mean, it's not like they can change if you tell them to. They're not going to change until you fire them.
Yeah, that's true.
It actually says that bullfighting was banned in Puerto Rico in 1998.
Oh wow!
And if anybody organizes, initiates, or contributes to breeding bulls for fights or bullfighting events, is subject to felony charges, including imprisonment.
Echo Gay Studios, dang it! I want Doink versus Psycho Clown. Well, you know, Chad Gable could pull it off one day. You never know.
He's awesome, man. Chad Gable's on that. He's awesome.
I know, but he's kind of getting lost in the
he is, but
he doesn't have much feeling anyways, in a way. So
yeah, I mean, but he's fantastic, man. He's fantastic in the ring. He has a good character.
I think that El Grande Americano should jump Chad Gable before his match with Hijo del Vikingo and go in instead of.
That'd be hot, Zeus. That'd be hot. That would be hot. That would be hot. That would be hot. They're really pushing Vikingo, aren't they? He's been on Raw. He's been on SmackDown. He's been in NXT. He's all over the place.
Yeah, he's definitely popular.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta find something from. There is Meltzer had a lot of talk about some of this show this week. And that was interesting. They were basically saying that WWE is pushing the thing in Mexico really hard because they're so concerned about AEW and CML being together. And
I don't think that's true. You really think WWE is worried about fucking CML and AEW? Come on.
I mean, they're scared. They're scared shitless, James, about AEW in Mexico.
They had 14,000 on SmackDown last night in fucking Tennessee. 14,000. Come on.
I mean, why is that? I mean, that shouldn't be shocking.
I don't think they're worried about AEW fucking CML partnership.
No one should worry about CMLL in Mexico, in my opinion, because CML is like an establishment, right?
Yeah,
always
CMLL is
they're
always going to
always
be CMLL, right?
they're always going to be there. They're always going to be like the foundation that it's all built around, sort of.
Right,
And they have their own arenas. They're not going to go out to these other. It's not like CML is going to start touring arenas they don't own. They have a specific number of arenas that they own, and that's where they're going
right,
to have their shows at.
right,
And they're
right,
always going to make money because that's their business model. And they aren't that precious about their talent. And what I mean by that is they want their talent to stay with them, right? But they if talent wants to leave, they got no problem. They'll just make another star.
right.
I mean, they're just because they're the establishment. They're not going to be concerned about it. But like for say the business model of the WWE or something, I don't see how CML is an issue because they're just going to be their own thing. CML is always
Mhm.
going to be their own thing, and it's the rest of the pop culture that WWE can take over if they want to via this thing potentially. But AAA is, not in it wasn't in the best of shape when they got bought out.
Yeah.
Right.
But I mean, who knows what'll happen now? But I don't know. It's just weird.
But and I've said this before too. I have not met a lot of people from Mexico living in America that are into lucha libre.
Mm.
Oh, really?
Yes, absolutely. I've delivered to so many Mexican restaurants, and talk to guys in kitchens, wait staff, everywhere. The biggest fan of lucha libre that I have met from Mexico in America is the guy that owns Lucha Libre churros and ice cream.
Wow.
His oldest son knows it, but I didn't see him very often. But nobody else that worked at that place, none of them knew it. Everybody loves soccer. Everybody loves football.
I'll say in Texas, this is my experience growing up in Texas and being around the language. There's a fair amount of people who knew Lucha Libre. I mean, they used to have regular shows in the Houston area. You had El Hijo del Santo and all these people coming to the Houston area to do shows regularly when I was younger, like in the 90s and stuff.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was kind of a thing. I can't say about right now. At this point in time, probably not so much, but like when I was younger, yes. In Texas, I'm just putting that context in there. In Texas, in the little bubble here in Texas, yes, at that point in time.
Yeah.
Currently, unlikely.
Well, I mean, is it fair to say that WWE saturated the market because everything is WWE these days? I mean, if you're gonna watch wrestling, if you're a casual fan, it's WWE.
Right. Well, yeah, WWE is wrestling for the
Right.
general public. Wrestling
Right.
equals WWE. Yeah.
Right. Right.
I mean, people won't like this. For the general public, Hulk Hogan is still kind of wrestling. He's still
Hulk Hogan's still the champion in a lot of people's eyes.
I mean, yeah. I mean, as big as there's still people that say Stone Cold and The Rock to me.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And Undertaker are still.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I remember everybody was talking about it was all Stone. It was all The Rock. It was all The Rock. It was Stone Cold and The Rock. Stone Cold and The Rock.
Oh my God. This reminds me, I saw something from a stand-up comedian, and he was talking about getting in trouble in school because of Shawn Michaels. Because he said he was obsessed with wrestling when he was a kid in the late 90s, and Shawn Michaels was doing the suck it thing with the D-Generation X. And he said he got mad at his teacher who wanted him to do some some like thing on the board, and he told them to suck.
Yeah, it was big back then. I'm telling you, the Attitude Era was legit.
Yeah.
My ex-wife, who did not watch wrestling with me, could quote every catchphrase from The Rock, and she didn't watch wrestling. She could quote everything, and she would use it in the argument with me. She goes, "It doesn't matter." I'm like, "No, bro, are you got a promo? Like, what are you doing?"
And that's why she's not with James anymore, because he
Yeah.
didn't enjoy that level of sassiness.
Yeah, well, I ain't gonna lie, they put in a figure four a few too many times, but that's another story. But yeah, it was the Rock and Stone Cold. It was like, it's the bottom line. Why? Because Stone Cold says so. It was everywhere. Now, if you want to debate, it was bigger than Hogan, maybe. I mean, truth be told, Hulk Hogan was on the cover of Sports Illustrated. But it's you want to argue.
It'd be a dumb argument to
bigger?
make. It'd be a dumb argument to make, James. I'm sorry. There's no one in wrestling who has been as culturally
Hulk Hogan,
and connected with pro wrestling as Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. I totally agree. But, hold on, Pedro. But there's a whole generation of people who never watched Hogan live.
But they still know.
They grew up. Yeah, but but he couldn't touch a candle to Stone Cold. Stone Cold was the man.
Right.
Stone Cold was the man. I mean, he was on TV shows like Hogan. He was everywhere.
Yeah, and I hate to have to defend Hulk Hogan, James. You really stop. I wish you would
stop. We don't say this gladly.
He was WWF champion for 5 years straight.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, that's part of what cemented him.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's what, like, part of that. The fact that they kept bringing up monster guys, and he kept knocking them down. He knocked down King Kong Bundy, knocked down Andre the Giant, Earthquake, Zeus, all these giant fucking dudes that he, even though he was a big dude, they were bigger than him.
Yeah.
That just helped, the American public, just love him and consider him the champion, and meanwhile, as somebody that watched, NWA, WCW, it's like, well, we had Ric Flair, who was
right,
the dirty, underhanded, champion for, I think he held the belt one time for almost 2 years straight.
Ric Flair was the best.
He's
the best.
So, but I mean, it just, Hogan was the guy that really started, all that, crossing over into mainstream media and, the Hulkamania, and, you had.
Oh, no, I totally agree, Zeus. I totally agree. I totally agree.
I mean, it kind of goes Andre the Giant and then Hulk Hogan, like in terms of escalation, right? Like Andre the Giant was kind of a cultural across the board star, and then Hulk Hogan came even bigger, like
right.
And and of course, we always talk about how huge the Monday night, wars were, and that's something else that people don't understand today. Young people now, anybody that wasn't alive back then. So if you're under 35, you don't get it because people used to buy wrestling T-shirts and wear them everywhere.
Yeah.
I
mean, everywhere.
Everywhere, and it didn't matter. You could see young kids, old women, middle-aged dudes.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
There were, and I mean, I remember there was a pro wrestling store in Eden, North Carolina, and these two women came in. They were friends, and they were like probably in their 50s, and and they knew what the new Rock shirts were coming out with, and this is also like when they had licensed WWF characters to other companies to make merchandise.
Right.
That's where so this store had not just official WWF merchandise, they had officially licensed merchandise, which was like stuff you couldn't get from the catalog, which was before the website.
Yeah. Yes,
So,
I remember that catalog. I remember that.
yeah, and I mean it was huge. I mean they were just like, they knew, these women knew that the Stone Cold had this. It's like, oh, I can't wait. I got the newest one on order.
Yeah.
And then she, then they were like, oh man, and they bought like 5 T-shirts a piece, from this play. I mean, it was literally everywhere. It was that water cooler talk. It was,
Yeah.
and it was built. The 90s was built off the 80s success.
Well, absolutely, and you got to remember too, who didn't want to beat up their boss?
Yeah.
So that was the big thing about it. Everybody, you know what? He's beating the shit out of his boss. Who didn't want to do that? So it caught on so big.
Yeah, everybody was snubbing authority.
Yeah, exactly.
D-Generation X was snubbing management. Stone Cold was, The Rock was, then The Rock joined. Then and of course Undertaker, and it was just.
The corporate ministry. Remember that?
Yeah, that was terrible.
Yeah,
that was horrible. That was horrible.
Remember, Kurt Angle was at he was at the ECW show where they crucified Raven.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And he was like, don't you ever even tell anybody I was at this event.
Yep. Don't show me. Pay me. And then just you ever have to have me on the show.
Yeah, and then less than a year later, Undertaker hangs Big Boss Man.
And sort of crucifies Steve Austin. Yeah.
That
symbol. They had him tied to that symbol.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Angle was there for that. He got paid enough.
Yeah, he got paid enough for that.
Exactly. Sandman said when he heard about Kurt Angle leaving over that spot in ECW, he said that Kurt Angle was a pussy. And Kurt Angle has said here recently, he's like, Sandman wants to call me a pussy. He can say it to my face.
Not for nothing, but Sandman get his ass kicked. I love the Sandman. I love the Sandman, but he'll get his ass kicked. Fucking Angle's no joke, man.
Angle was no joke, but I mean they're too broken down at this point.
True, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
It might be like watching 2 3-legged hogs wrestle, but
hey, let's get into some real talk, though, amigos. Let's get into some
what's up?
Legit talk, because we're talking about the WWE and WWF and blah blah blah. What about this? Dave Meltzer said Double or Nothing was among the best pay-per-view shows in history.
Lord. Here we go.
It had an incredible series of matches. Then he goes, it went too long. Pay-per-view numbers were good, but no better than that much different from the usual levels. We can't say these great shows don't help business, because some business is up. It does appear the negative stigma around the company is dissipating, and this last week was a major positive. From a PR standpoint, WWE counterbooking this show and then doing the same to All in Texas was too transparent and came off as a rare blunder for a company so successful in its behind-the-scenes PR war.
Oh my God!
Does
he just come up with this shit? Does he just make this shit up on his own?
Dave could have been a successful politician if he didn't love wrestling so much.
Oh my God, the shit that this man spews.
He could have been a lobbyist.
Yeah.
The way he's able to spin absolute horseshit.
Yeah. Oh my God. I mean, the shit that comes out of this man's mouth.
WWE is a rare PR blunder, counter programming against AEW.
Oh.
I think the thing that gets me about that is as we were saying, to the general public, they don't even know AEW exists. And it's on TV. It's on TV. One of the biggest like cable networks. People don't know it exists. They don't know any of that stuff's going on. They have no.
Well, supposedly everybody keeps talking about that match at Double or Nothing, that fucking Anarchy match or whatever it's called.
Oh, about the bodies hit the floor?
Yeah.
Great song to play with Martha Hart.
Yeah.
Right.
Damn, Zeus.
Great song. Zeus, not only that, great song to play when the two finals of the Owen Hart tournaments are happening on
your show.
I mean,
that was classic. That's hot.
Hey, Martha, turn your put some in your ears.
Damn, Zeus, that's fucked up.
I'm not the asshole that played the song.
That's true.
You know, and I tell you what, every one of those people in that arena that's older than 20 years old, as soon as they heard that song, that conjured images of WWE Raw in their head.
Yeah.
So why would you buy that song?
Yeah. And they played it what, 3 times? They played it 3 times, right? Something like that?
Yeah. Why would you do that? I mean, you may as well play fucking, Cult of Personality while you're at it.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah. Oh my God! Everybody was talking about that stupid match too. Oh, the Anarchy rules or Anarchy in the Isles or whatever it's called.
I don't know what it was originally. Something about a stadium, and now it's like arena, Anarchy in the Arena or something. But originally,
Anarchy in the Arena, or Anarchy in the Isles, or fucking Anarchy in the bathroom. Who gives a shit?
All the clips I saw from that show looked really bad, but I just saw clips. I know, but the clips all looked really terrible, just full of botches.
I mean, no, but Pedro, if you're an AEW fan, then you don't mind the botches.
They keep making it real. It's real.
It makes it real. Yeah, it's real. It's part of the show. You know?
Oh man, here's something else that's been really messy for the last few days. I don't know if you guys have seen this.
What?
So Rob Van Dam has been very vocal about the Sabu book.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, and he has been he'd said he's been speaking out about that there's been a lot of there's a lot of stuff that's wrong in that book. And
well, he would know.
Well, and that's the thing. And the reason he said he hadn't spoken up before about it is because Sabu was still getting money out of it.
Right.
And now since Sabu's gone, there's no point, in holding back. And now on Twitter, that the guy that wrote it, he also wrote the Vader book, which I heard was pretty good. He's not on Twitter anymore. But Liz Savage, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So she was involved with the Sabu book, and she and Rob Van Dam have been going back and forth on Twitter.
Oh my God, I gotta look this up.
Yeah. You look up Rob Van Dam. He's very unhappy, and he's
lighting her up.
What's that? He's lighting her up. Yeah.
Yeah, he's lighting her up. Yeah.
So, I mean, once again, this is this might be something they could cover on Dark Side of the Ring.
Dark Side of the Ring, yeah, right. Well, we all knew that Rob Van Dam was unhappy with a lot of the shit that they were saying about Sabu, but like you said, just he kept it quiet.
Shit. Oh shit! Some of the
Huh?
things they're saying, holy moly!
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
He pulled out a certain word on Liz Savage. Oh my god.
Yeah. He's dropping the C word.
Really?
Yeah.
Brutal. RVD savage. Man.
Yeah.
He's always been savage, so he's always talked his shit. I mean,
Yeah,
he's not talking shit like Will Ospreay, but he talks his shit.
Well, I mean that's because Rob Van Dam's not talking out of his ass all the time.
Right, exactly. Unlike Will Ospreay.
and here's the thing: it's this him and everybody else that with AEW and the fandom and the corporate structure and everything. There's this need to try and tell everybody that they're the best instead of just letting things stand on their own,
right,
and being honest about things. They have this need to try to tell everybody that, oh no, you're wrong, this was really good, and I'll tell you why with reasons that don't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you about these numbers, why their ratings are actually higher than what they're showing because of the max numbers, which they don't announce.
Right.
And clearly they, Max has announced some ratings numbers before here and there. It for one thing, it's not common for them to talk about, but clearly if they were really good numbers, Max would put out a press release.
Oh hell yeah, absolutely,
just like the CW
absolutely.
did. The CW said, hey, we're doing great with NXT right now. This has helped us so much, and they didn't do that for any other reason to celebrate the success of their partner. They didn't do that to try to go nanny boo boo at fucking Tony Khan, because they don't know who the fuck Tony Khan is.
Right. Right. The nail on the head, Zeus. Nail on the head. Nail on the head, brother.
Of course, there are people in the CW who are going, we really needed something to get that, that crappy NWA shit out of people's minds.
Yeah, that was rough.
Holy shit! Who?
Yeah,
I'm sure whoever brought in the NWA into the CW app has been fired.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's fired. Yeah, let's sign him to a deal. Oh, let's do cocaine on live on air. Okay, that worked.
Hey, welcome in Finish Line Comics. Welcome in. How's it going?
Finish Line Comics, what's up?
They Finish Line Comics is a YouTuber, and they do podcasts about comics. They do podcasts about albums.
Awesome.
So, welcome in.
Welcome.
We are old men. We are old men shaking our fists at the clouds about pro wrestling and other stuff.
And flapping our gums.
That's right.
I thought, why they push it? If AEW is so good, then let it stand on its own. Just let the product stand on its own. If it's not good, it's not good. I mean, to all of us, it's not good. It sucks.
It doesn't really. I mean, it doesn't really matter if stuff is good or not currently.
But Pedro, if you're not going to have quality in-ring matches, then you got to have some kind of storyline to it.
Yeah.
Okay. First off, that we got a game show introduction now, but no, but look, there is no such thing as good in-ring action anymore. Everyone needs to let this go. Like, I know the young kids have their standard for it, but it just does not exist anymore. It's just some stuff that happens, and the WWE have sort of resolved it to be stuff happens until we got to do the little moments, right? We got to move the little angles or the stories or whatever along. We got to have the little spots and moments, blah blah blah. But all the stuff in between just don't matter. It's just some stuff killing time until those things come, those beats come along. Like if you looked at like music, it's like you're waiting for that little beat to come along. But lots of content out there that people are consuming, not just pro wrestling and anything. It's just a bunch of nothing right now. It's just a bunch of mediocrity. So people are happy to consume loads of mediocrity. Okay, people love consuming mediocrity right now. It's just a matter of, do they identify with this mediocrity and they feel some connection to that branding or whatever? That's what really more what it's about. So it doesn't matter. I just want to say it doesn't matter like about quality and stuff is not as important as we think it is. Unless
let me ask you a question, Pedro. Is it just the name? Is it just because it says AEW in the corner, people get hyped for?
Well, yeah, you know that we've said that for years.
Yeah.
If it has AEW in the corner, it's the people who subscribe to AEW, like to that sort of thing. They're like, they're like, oh, it's awesome, it's amazing. They've already preconditioned themselves to be like, this is going to be the most amazing thing I ever seen. Before the very first Double or Nothing ever happened, before the show ever happened in 2019, you had Dave Meltzer, you had all these fans online saying this is going to be one of the best shows ever in the history of pro wrestling. This was like at least a month before the show happened. The very first show, before the very first show even happened, people were predicting this was going to be the best show of all time, potentially. This is the kind of mindset that your people went into this promotion with. So when you already go in with this thing, it's just a self-fulfilled prophecy going forward. Like stuff happened. It's the branding that I already subscribe to. I support it.
Yeah. No, I hear you. Yeah.
I mean, but like you're saying, we're saying AEW, but if it has WWE in the corner, the thing is, to most people, it's not just that it's like they've subscribed to the WWE. To them, it's like the circus is in town, basically. The circus is on TV. The wrestling circus is on TV. That's what it means to them. Also, like, the gazillionth, Marvel, blah, blah, blah thing comes out. The people who love the Marvel Cinematic Universe and stuff.
Thunderbolts, yeah.
More of my show is on,
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
And then now we have Chris Kattan going to be the next Superman.
He's like, give it a chance.
I'm sorry, Mr. Peepers is not my Superman.
No. No.
Zeus, are you just upset because you can't have the mango?
I don't know what the hell that means.
You don't know?
No,
are you serious? Okay, so Chris Kattan, one of his most famous skits in characters in Saturday Night Live was Mango, who was kind of like a male dancer, and everyone would become obsessed with him. They'd be like, Mango, my mango. And like people would become obsessed with him. And so Mango would always do this thing because people would become obsessed. He'd be like, no, you can't have the mango. And
I don't remember that one.
I remember when The Rock did Mango.
Yeah.
he did Mango, yeah.
The David Duchovny one was the best Mango. In my opinion. But Finish Line Comics said people will accept mediocrity from what they find familiar. Yeah, I mean, people.
Absolutely.
This is why so much movies is just like a rehashing of IP and stuff, right? It's because
Yeah, like, aren't you excited for Thunderbolts? Come on.
well, there's
Yeah.
anything, the gazillionth Ghostbusters, the gazillionth,
Yeah.
whatever, Predator looks like,
Yeah, Predator.
whatever, and they're like, oh yeah, it's Predator. I loved it when I was a kid. Let's go.
Yeah.
Or sorry, they'll be like, let's fucking go. But
yeah. 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 Hold on, guys. I'll be right back.
But when we got we talk about stuff like that too, when things become generational, I think that's what they're realizing now is like, especially with something like the success of WWE, because there are so many families,
right.
and hello to BitQuest.
Oh yes,
welcome
BitQuest, also a YouTuber. Welcome in. They
Um,
do a bunch of they do a lot of videos on like sort of mobile games, like games for your cell phone and things like that.
Oh, nice.
Welcome in, BitQuest.
Yeah, hi, BitQuest. We as a kind of a group here, we do digital card games. We
Well, yeah,
play
we did.
New Japan Pro Wrestling Collection, which is about to die. WWE Slam. Yeah. Pedro does the Stardom card game. But yeah, I mean that's the whole thing is when you when you grow up and your dad and your mom are into WWE.
Yeah.
I mean, because it did not take much for my coworker David. He's got a 7 and a 4-year-old, and he started watching some wrestling, and they picked up both the kids. They asked to watch Raw now. And they were both very disappointed when they couldn't go to that last was it Raw? The Raw that came here to Buffalo?
Yeah, to Buffalo, yeah.
Because it was going to cost him, more than his family vacation to
God.
Hey, BitQuest. What's up, BitQuest?
Yeah, the WWE ticket prices are insane right now.
They're astronomical and they're ridiculous. I refuse to pay. I refuse. I refuse.
I'm only laughing, James, because of your health issues. It's like there's no way you should be going into anything right now.
No, but it's like a whole thing just to go to NXT. It's like a whole thing, I mean, you got to go for a lottery, and then you got to go with this, and then if you're chosen, you can't drive, you can't take a ride share. You have to be dropped off at a certain place, and get the fuck out of here. Come on, it's wrestling. You know what? I'll sit home with a beer and watch it on TV.
Hey, Raw is coming to Houston.
It's one thing for something like one of the big 4 pay-per-views to be expensive, or
right.
but just a damn Raw and a SmackDown,
nah, it's too much.
Getting like what, $1,200.
It's the principle. It's the principle because if you pay that price once, you'll pay it again.
Okay.
And they'll never lower it down. So Raw, it's like,
so to what we're saying, Raw is coming to Houston on July 21st. Just dig this, amigo. So I'm looking up the thing. First thing I see with tickets, they're mentioning VIP packages. VIP packages are $1,200. So let's see.
What do you get?
Yeah, but that's backstage, right?
Who knows, right? Who knows? So let's see. We don't want VIP. I hope so. Let's see.
For $1,200, it better be.
Man, but I don't want VIP. We're just the regular tickets. Like, how do I find the regular tickets?
Is that not like on Ticketmaster or anything? Or
It's on something that says access. Is what it took me to. What's this thing that says access? Well, let me try to redo this.
Okay, $1,200 for VIP. So you would assume that if you just want middle of the road, 10 rows deep.
Okay.
What?
Okay, so let's see.
$400, $300.
Okay, floor seats. Okay, I found floor seats. So
Okay.
floor seats are like 879, 464, 1204, 1070. So those are like, when I say 1070, I mean 1070. When I say 1204, I mean 1204. Okay, so those are floor seats. Upper seats, let's see, we got 187, 244, 187.
This is for a nondescript Raw, right?
It's a Raw in July. Yeah, 244. So it's like 187 to 244 on the first level of upper seats. The highest, the higher up ones, 99, 92, 104, 104, 104, 125, 104, 104, 113, 118. So your cheapest tickets are like $100 in the $100, $120 range. Your rest are, like $200 ranges, and then that's just for a Raw.
That sucks. At those close, VIP better be gorilla seats. Hey, be Brian Blair, you ain't lying. You ain't lying. I want to be in gorilla.
They better bring back Gorilla Monsoon from the dead to.
Yeah, that's right.
right?
That's why I refuse to go to an NXT show, because I get the emails and the texts every week. James, you want your tickets, blah blah blah. No, I refuse to pay. I refuse.
How much are NXT?
They're about like 150.
I bet you they're more than that.
Mm-hmm. I was offered seats for 150.
Wow.
And I was like, okay. I mean, because there's not a bad seat in there. So, but it's like, I mean, the hoops that you got to jump through, though. You know what I'm saying? It's not the money, Pedro, it's the hoops.
Not the money.
Yeah, you got to. No, I mean, because if you're going to go to a wrestling show, you're going to go to a wrestling show. Okay? If you want to go, you want to go. It doesn't matter.
I guess.
It's just the hoops that you have to jump through. It's like it's almost like you're getting like an audience with the Pope or some shit. Yeah, I mean it's ridiculous. I mean, if I'm paying that much money, it should be easy, breezy, clean, sweet, fine. Let's go. No, you gotta go to this, you can't go to that, you can't drive there, you can't take a ride share there, you can't do this, you can't do that. And you're gonna charge $150 on top of that? No. No.
Yeah.
I refuse to pay out of principle because I used to go to NXT shows. I went to the shows at Full Sail. No problem. Didn't mind spending money. No problem. Now,
I think $100 was the most I paid for a show. I think that was the New Japan Durham.
Okay.
We did pay more than that for WrestleMania, but it was WrestleMania 17.
Yeah, that's WrestleMania, Pedro. Yeah. Hello, that's WrestleMania. Yeah. It's at the Astrodome too.
Yeah, it was at the
Don't forget to add which one it was, Pedro.
17. It was WrestleMania.
Easily top 2, WrestleManias of all time.
Yeah.
Well, if you're gonna go see a WrestleMania, it may as well be one well remembered.
What's the best WrestleMania ever? Has been the best WrestleMania ever?
I mean,
yeah.
what
I mean,
does it mean?
It's that or 3, I think.
3? Yeah.
3. I mean, I still think of WrestleMania 3 as the biggest show ever in terms of influence and things like that, and people talking about the show. Like, I can't think of anything that is I mean, it set the whole bar for everything that followed in terms of it took all the super shows from the past before it and made and ramped it up into a formula that everything copied to the present day, basically. So
it was influential.
Echo Gate Studios, Brian Bell said, I'd only pay $150 for a Collision show. You know what? Okay, I'm gonna pull up the Collision card just for you.
They're paying people $100 to go to AEW. They're paying for seat fillers.
Oh, really?
That's sad.
Yes.
That's sad. That's sad.
Can they pay for travel to the show?
I'm going to. I mean, if you pay me to go watch it, I'll go watch it. Fuck it. You know.
Well, how many matches are on this fucking show? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's at least 7 matches on this show. You got Okada versus Anthony Bowens in a Continental title eliminator match. You got Cesaro versus Commander in an international title 4-way qualifier. I guess they're qualifying to be in a 4-way title match. You got Máscara Dorada, the second one, versus Hechicero in another qualifier for that match. The Don Callis family versus Paragon, which seems to be Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong with Ishii, Tomohiro Ishii. Sky Blue versus Mina Shirakawa. La Facción Ingobernables, Rouge, Dralistico, and Taurus. What's Black Taurus's name now? I can't think of what his name is now, but it's Black Taurus versus Top Flight and AR Fox. Don't look up AR Fox online. Just trust me. Gates of Agony and some tag team action. And you'll hear from FTR.
Oh, boy.
Oh, I'm excited.
So much stuff. Don Callis family, Takashita's with him. I just wanted to say real fast, did y'all hear about Takashita this week?
No, what?
They finally there have been rumors about this for a long time, but they finally confirmed he is married to Yuka Sakazawa. What's her name? From Tokyo Joshi Pro, but she's in AEW now. The magic girl, she's like, they confirmed that they're married. So that they finally confirmed that they are married. Who knows how long they've been married, but they've been married for a while apparently. Some people you guys probably know this in Japan is kind of a thing. Like a lot of the wrestlers keep their private lives very private.
Yeah.
So especially the women wrestlers, because it's kind of idol business. You're not supposed to know that they're like dating or anything like that. So it's kind of a big deal for her to like say that she's with someone. Like kind of hurts her business in that business. But
you really got me with that one. Not falling for it again. Be Ryan Blair. Oh man, it's crazy. But you know what? It makes you appreciate. All the stuff that we watch now actually makes you appreciate the stuff that we watched back then. NWA, Jim Crockett Promotion, WWF back in the day. It really makes you appreciate it. You're like, wow, there's actually wrestling going on.
And tonight we do have another WCW featuring looks like it's featuring the Rock and Roll Express.
Cock and balls, yeah.
They're mad at Cornette and the Midnight Express, and this is 19.
Is this the start of that feud, Zeus?
No. But this is into it. So
this is into it already.
Yeah, I believe this is when I think this is about to be when the Midnights win it, when Dennis and Bobby win it.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Okay.
So it should be a good one.
I still say the best thing ever is when the original Midnight showed up. That was hot. That was hot. I was like, no, we're the real Midnight Express. Really? And that fucking Jim Cornette got busted open.
Mm.
That was
Oh
hot.
yeah.
That was hot.
That was part of the Dusty just not, even though it made sense to bust open Cornette, and it was really impactful. It was just definitely against the orders. So
Yeah. But no, but it worked because everybody felt bad for Cornette.
Mm.
Yeah,
I mean, it worked. It worked.
Yeah, because that was the first time we got to hear, you know, Cornette running his mouth for the good guys.
Yeah.
And that might have been the first time ever too. And so
he was babyface ever, right? Yeah.
I think so. For he'd been with the Midnights for about what, 6 years at that point, 5-6 years,
Something like that. Yeah.
I think so.
Something like that. Yeah, but he was doing the Midnights too in fucking SMW, wasn't
he? Excuse me.
Yeah, but I think that they'd come from it was still part of like that Hollywood Blondes thing, right?
Right.
Heavenly Bodies.
Heavenly Bodies, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. I love that Dusty did that. That was awesome. Fucking Dusty was a great book in there. It was awesome. Awesome. That's why NXT was so good in the beginning days, because that was all Dusty. He was booking all the shows. I mean, it was awesome. He didn't give a shit. He just, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
As much as I'm not a fan of Shawn Michaels, I have to say he does a decent job at NXT. Decent. Decent. It could be better, yes, but it could be a hell of a lot worse too.
I think he's probably doing the best job he can with under the circumstances, because it seemed like he's having to deal with a lot of turnover. He's having to deal with a lot of because it seems like they're always calling up everyone.
Yeah, I know, right?
He gets a hold of, so
you can't do long range booking because you don't know who's going to get called up. You know what I'm saying? So
so it comes off very ADHD, is what I keep saying.
Yeah,
it comes off very ADHD. Yeah. I'm not crazy about the in-ring stuff in his NXT, because it's almost like AEW shows at times.
It's all it is. It is.
But but they're getting the reps in and stuff. It's fine. Again, like as I said, it don't matter what's going on in the ring. So.
Yeah, everybody was into. Everybody was into stuff.
All that matters is just connecting with the audience.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, that dude that had that crappy sign and talking about, I gave up chicken nuggets to be here. For Tom.
You're right. You're right.
You're right. Yeah.
That's just brilliant. That's just, for today's standards. It's not. We don't have. We have heard enough anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, another important thing with NXT is just getting the talent used to the hard cams and things like that, like the technical sort of
on
stuff.
The hard cam side, you mean?
Well, but just I know, for the WWE, it's kind of important that people know where the cameras are for when they do the bits and the moments and things. So.
Oh yeah, because in AEW you just tell people to look where there's nobody sitting.
Damn. Is this like that? Is this
Bomb!
were you the one who showed us that thing with Edge?
Zeus dropping thunder. Bomb!
Did you show us that thing with Edge just pointing to the crowd and there's like no one?
There's nobody there.
Yeah. And you know, that's the thing too. Here's another thing that's changed is because you always wanted to be like when you were there at a televised event. Like I didn't know. You know, I never knew you knew where the damn hard cam was when I was buying tickets because I just wanted to buy the best ticket I could for the money.
Right.
And but you know, when you were there and you found yourself, you know, where the wrestlers were facing you and talking towards you, you know, I always thought that was much cooler than being behind them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you see, that's the thing, and now everybody wants to be behind him because everybody wants to be on fucking TV.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's how it is now. You know, everybody wants to be a star. I was on TV. I was in AEW where only 400 people saw me.
I mean,
okay.
Yeah.
Baby, AEW start.
Where's B. Brian Bell's song about the AEW? We need that.
Yeah, right.
I did an AI song about AEW.
Owner of a Lonely Heart?
No, it was
What did you say? Owner of a Lonely Heart?
what was it called?
Good job, Bruce.
It was like 5-star fans or something like that.
5-star fan, that's hot. 5-star fan, yeah, because everything's a 5-star. Every match is 5 stars.
5-star fans was what it was called.
5 stars.
Every match is 5 stars. You know, in AEW. Only does 8-star matches. You know. So,
oh my god. Now that you say that, James. Okay, before we go, now I have to pull up the ratings because.
Okay.
Oh, he went nuts on his ratings, so that's why I have to. Remember,
they already ruined Okada. How much more they can do?
I mean, remember, this show has to be the best show of all time, according to Dave Meltzer. So,
AEW, except for attendance and people that watched it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
May 25th, Double or Nothing. Let's see. So he gave main event of Adam Page versus Will Ospreay. He gave 5.5 stars. 5.5 stars. The Anarchy in the Arena match, he gave that 5 stars. He gave Ricochet versus Mark Briscoe, FTR versus Daniel Garcia, Nigel McGuinness, Mercedes Moné versus Jamie Hayter. He gave all those 4.5 stars. And then there's a bunch of 4 and like 4. There's a 4.25 star match and stuff like that. So just a bunch of 4-star matches and then a gazillion 5 stars and stuff. So yeah, he went nuts with his peppering and that stuff.
Well, I would love to know his thinking. Like, what is he basing this on? like
you know it. It's he changes what he thinks is good to whatever they're doing.
Right. Yeah.
Right. He's abandoned his standards to become whatever they serve.
Now, let me say, I think I've said this before. He's always had kind of questionable standards on stuff.
Yeah.
Because he always liked things that were a lot of action. Like, I mean, this is a man who has said, like, Manami Toyota is, like, you know, the best women's wrestler that's ever existed. And the thing about Manami Toyota, she was an amazing athlete. Like, she's kind of an athletic freak. She didn't look so much like an athletic freak, but you watched her. Some of the things she did athletically were pretty freaky. I mean, she's a very athletic woman, but she was like a botch machine for most of her career. she was like always on the verge of disaster. Like so much of her match is just nonstop, like just botchy and this and this. But it's just stuff happening constantly. A Manami Toyota match is like she's eating offense, and then the rest of the time is just spam, 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 go, 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 go. That's what we used to call it, was the go, 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 go style. That's what I used to say about Manami Toyota. Go, 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 go. That's a Manami Toyota style match. Go, 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 go. And to him, those are like the best matches, of a certain time period. And I mean, a lot of the AEW stuff is kind of based off that, isn't it? Like go, 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 go,
Right.
go. Stuff happening.
I'm gonna be curious. I would be curious, Pedro, to see how you would rate a Mako Satomura match.
Oh man, you talking about Dave Meltzer?
Yeah, because that's pure in ring.
But I mean, it don't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no, because there's just it's just all bullshit.
Yeah.
Right. So, take Stardom for a moment. The best match, in my opinion, that there ever was in Stardom was Mako Satomura and Kairi Hojo. It was the time limit draw for the red belt. It's a 30-minute time limit draw because they had so much story that was going on in this match. They just told this really great story. They pulled it off really well. It was, to me, it's the best thing that's ever come out of Stardom was this match. To most of the modern fans, they don't care about that match. They're never gonna watch it. The thing Meltzer liked, the matches he's liked are like the Utami Shuri match that went like 45 minutes. He gave that like 5 or 6 stars, whatever he gave it, and things like that. The recent Tam Nakano Saya Kamatani matches, which were just pure bullshit, just a bunch of no selling and just a bunch of bullshit. And he gave those like over 5 stars, 5, 7 stars, blah blah blah. So I mean, that's how he would rate something. It wouldn't be that, it has to be, and he's kind of always had that sort of thing. It's kind of like the All Japan stuff from the 90s. I love that stuff. Once upon a time, I view it a little differently now, but once upon a time, I used to love that stuff. But I didn't like the later the 90s got, the more the escalation and the head drops got, because it just became escalation and it just became head drops, head drops, head drops, head drops.
Yeah.
They sort of lost the storytelling, in my opinion. They lost
it became violent.
Stories.
Yeah.
It just became head drops, head drops, head drops. And to him, those were like, some of those Masawa Kobashi matches from the 97 and 98. He thinks those are like, the pinnacle, the peak. And I mean, they're just like super excessive, just head dropping stuff. And he gave that 2003 title match between them and Noah, he gave that like 5 stars. And if you go back and watch that, you're like, it's okay. They take some really stupid bumps in that match, and look where they both are. One of them's on the ground,
Yeah. Hello. Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't think his his sensibilities have ever been that great.
Is it me, Pedro, or actually Zeus? She's too. Is it me, or is like no selling has become a thing? Everybody no sells now.
Yeah,
for a long
10
time.
years. The last 10
a long
years
time.
been terrible.
It's like everybody no sells.
Everything is no selling.
I can tell you right now where the most egregious thing that happened, it just seemed to let everything that wasn't going to be as bad as that was going to be acceptable. And it was when Leo Rush got power bombed off the ladder through a table and bounced up and completely no sold it.
Oh,
you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
I remember that. I remember that. Yeah.
It's like, well, I mean, if you didn't get up and walk out, after that, you're gonna, anything that's not as bad as that is also going to be acceptable.
Remember when the early years of doing the show, you remember we used to talk about those NXT matches, the title matches with Adam Cole, and we used to
Yeah,
talk about
yeah,
the finisher killing. Remember we used to talk about the
yeah,
finisher killing. Like we used to say how bad the finishing killing was because they would just have to spam their finishers over and over and over, just constantly kicking out, kicking out, kicking out, kicking out. I mean, that's been
yeah.
around for a long time, and kind of Kurt Angle, Shawn Michaels kind of started that being super popular with their series of matches, with people being like, "Oh yeah, you don't have to sell the finish; you can just you have to hit it a gazillion times."
Yeah, yeah, and the Rock and Stone Cold were hitting each other with their
Oh,
own.
that's true. You're
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Okay, maybe
yeah.
that's the precedent more so. Yeah,
How many Stone Cold Stunners did The Rock take before he actually sold it? You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like, yeah,
And plus,
and
like I said, they were hitting each other with their own, with their finisher. Like
each other's
yeah, yeah,
finishes.
yeah,
Stone
Yeah,
Cold was
yeah,
hitting
yeah,
the Rock
yeah,
bottom, and
yeah,
Rock was hitting a stunner, and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
I
so
the Raw, the Monday Night Wars. If Stone Cold hit you with the stunner, that was it.
yeah, it was done.
yeah,
Right.
You either had to be
saved or
outside
something.
interference or
Yeah,
or he
Oh, you had to be Hulk Hogan.
yeah, well, he wasn't going to do that for Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, yeah.
uh,
No way Hogan's doing the job for fucking Austin either. Hogan, no way.
and I used to complain about the New Japan, the main event style, about the finisher spamming because they had to hit their finisher a gazillion times before it would take.
How many times we saw the fucking clothesline by Okada?
Yeah, the Rainmaker. Yeah,
Yeah.
now the Beach Maker.
There you go.
Beach.
They ruined him.
Beach,
I can't believe they
Beach.
ruined him. I'm so mad at
Uh,
that.
well,
They
hey,
ruined him.
to what we're saying, I watched Mayu's last Stardom match yesterday against Shuri, where she dropped the IWGP title,
What
and that
was it?
well, it's just a bunch of action, like no story, just 50-50 back and forth action, and like they didn't sell finishers. They both hit like their finishers. Mayu hit her finisher once, and Shuri kicked out, but Shuri, in the build up to the match on the Stardom shows, she had debuted a new variation of the Emerald Frozen. She had to hit this
I
move.
love the strawberry emerald frozen. That's my favorite.
But she had to hit this move 4 times. Mayu kicked out of it 3 times, and then the fourth time she stayed down. And you're like, this was a move that they just debuted in the build up to this in Shuri's offense
And
for this.
you're already no selling it.
And yeah, out the gate, it's had to been hit 4 times before it won the
Yeah.
match. So I mean, finishing killing just out the gate.
It's the way it is right now, Pedro. It's just the way wrestling is right now.
It's been. It's just the way it is.
It's just the way it is. I mean, it's sad. Again, that's why we like watching the old school WCW Saturday Night shows because they were awesome.
I mean, Zeus has put it into perspective. We're saying 10 years, but he's bringing up the Austin Rock matches. You go, oh, it's been for decades now.
Yeah.
Decades.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, part of the problem is, we're the age that we are, and we still think the '90s was 10 years ago.
You're right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
It was just yesterday. There was the Monday Night Wars. It was yesterday. As a matter of fact, I was watching it last Monday.
I made a list of somebody tweeted out, all the shows they'd been to, and so I did to the best of my between my scrapbook and my ticket stubs and everything, I made a list of everything that I've been to, and I went to quite a bit of shows in the '90s. Uh, and then it probably saw most of the wrestling I'd ever seen in the '90s until Lucha Underground brought me back and got to see AML and WrestleCades. You know, um, but it just when you sit back and you say, okay, well, this is I've seen a lot of stuff, but I know there's plenty of people who've seen a lot more wrestling than I have live, but it was just kind of interesting. It took me like 3 tweets to put it all in there.
Oh
Yeah, I
wow.
can imagine. Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine. Well, yeah, Zeus, you've been to a lot of shows.
Yeah,
I mean, ever since I've known you, you've been to a lot of shows. So I remember it was much stress before the pandemic. I mean, you was hitting shows like almost on a monthly basis.
yeah.
I was like, oh,
I did hit a lot pre pandemic.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, you was hitting it.
between 2016 and 2020. uh I hit quite a bunch.
Yeah, I mean, you went to New Japan shows, you went to fucking AML. I was like, okay,
Ring of Honor.
this is good. Very, yeah, SmackDown.
Yeah, that
Uh,
I had
uh,
that AML versus Impact show.
yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
The PWX show where Rapongi, 3K, and Jushin Liger were at.
Mm. That's high. You got to see Jushin Liger.
It's crazy that company kind of disappeared after the pandemic started. They did like a show in like downtown Charlotte. Is kind of out. It was outdoors and it rained, but they had like all these luchadors there, and it just. I think that was like the last show I saw they ever did.
Mm. Yeah, but my memories are. I loved all the ECW shows I went to, man. They were awesome. But,
Yeah.
outside of that, not for nothing, but nothing can touch the Garden. I mean, I would go to the
Mm.
Garden for house shows in WWF, and they were awesome. They were just awesome because it'd be 15,000 packed in there. And everybody be going crazy, and it was great. I mean, I was young too, so it was like, I was so, 'cause, I was awestruck. I was like, wow, you know.
Yeah, but a lot of the things where you know we've gone through so many changes in pro wrestling, and there were people accepted their role a lot more. Back in the '70s and '80s of what they were going to be um,
Mm.
on a card. And where now everybody feels like they should be a main eventer.
Right. Yeah. You
You
know what?
know,
That's a good point. That's a good point, Zeus. Yeah.
and like it sometimes it doesn't matter what your level of success is, right? But there's still somebody who can bitch about it, like Fatu with Jimmy Uso. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I don't think you should be in a tag team match, with Cody Rhodes at this next paper. I'm like, Jesus, man. We get it. We get it. You want him to be on top of the world, and you want the world to revolve around him, but it just doesn't. People
Right.
love the shit out of him, but nobody loves him as much as you do. I guess.
Right.
Just
I can't believe how over he is, though. He's so over.
and it's fantastic. I'm so glad that he is over. You know.
Yeah, but did you see this coming, Zeus? I didn't. Honestly, I didn't.
I mean, from the beginning of the Yeet stuff. I mean, people love that. So
Yeah. I mean, it's a new Yes movement, right? It's the new
yeah,
Coffee Mania, right?
Um,
yeah.
I didn't realize we went so long.
Oh, look at that!
No, I just
Wow.
want to
Yeah.
say, first off, going through Zeus's Twitter. I don't know why Twitter never shows me a lot of people. They never show me Zeus and James tweets. But James, I recommend going through Zeus's replies, especially his reply about Superman. I was trying not to laugh out loud.
Yeah, I'll peep that out. I'll peep that out. I'll
Yeah,
peep that
wait
out.
till you hear what he thinks the best work Superman did was. And
Oh God! Oh, Zeus, aren't you excited for the new movie in July?
Bah, bah.
Aren't you
Mr.
excited?
Peepers, is there Mr. Peepers?
Aren't you excited? Come on, brother! Aren't you
Um,
excited?
Soon, for one thing.
Hey, next week, what's going on, James? Your birthday's coming up soon, isn't it?
Yeah, it's coming.
Is it next week or is it
I did, well, it was actually the 10th, so I think
the
it's
10th?
Tuesday or
Okay,
next Tuesday. We're on the
yeah,
fucking
right.
this. All I know is I defied the doctors yet again. So that's it. I passed on expiration date. So here you go. I am playing with house money.
Okay, so I guess my question is, next week, are you gonna be here? You gonna?
Yeah,
okay.
man. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Usually on the beach drinking and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm good, man. I'm good, man. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Usually take it's like you're like a 39-year-old woman who's got to have a 2.5 week celebration for her birthday.
I didn't know where this was going. I did not know where this was going.
What the fuck?
I'm 39 again for the 6th time.
Man.
That's all. I just want to get these stitches taken out of my neck, and I'll be happy.
You gonna do any DJing this week? Or?
Yeah, I think I'm strong enough to do it on Friday. Yeah, okay. Real House Radio on Miss Cloud Live.
Zeus, what do you got going on? You got anything going on this next week?
I was actually on the the Global Vending podcast.
Really?
So, yeah, from my desk, we did a podcast interview, and it should be out maybe next week or so.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool.
You definitely need to promote this so we all know about it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely, man. Well, listen.
We filmed that Thursday, so it was a good day.
Oh, nice.
Very good. Very good.
What do I got going on? The usual stuff. Tuesday will be looking at cards. Wednesday, music streaming. Friday will be the start of No Request Fridays this summer. It's from June 6th through September 12th. I'll be doing No Request Fridays, so no requests on Friday nights. But you'll see why. There's stuff I have up my sleeve. But yeah. Thanks to Finish Line Comics, BitQuest, Echo Gate Studios. Thank you guys for hanging out, and I hope everyone has a great week ahead. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
And Charles Underhill was in the chat.
That's right.
I hear he's
that guy.
I heard he's a fine illustrator and graphic artist.
That's right.
Yeah.
He does stuff.
Everyone take care.
He does stuff.
Everyone take care.
Have a good weekend. Peace. Later.